Toronto is another step closer to creating a new public space that will honor residential school survivors. The new Indigenous Spirit Garden will soon be constructed in the empty space that sits on the southwest corner of Nathan Phillips Square. It's part of Toronto's commitment to the Truth and Reconciliation Agreement. It's now been a few years in the making, but now, especially a time when we are remembering, we are honoring, and we are looking for action after the remains of students, young children found in Kamloops, BC. City News reporter Mark McAllister stands by live right now in Nathan Phillips Square, where this spirit garden will eventually go. Mark, this has been a conversation in the works for some time. So what do you know right now and what will be done? Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, well, thankfully, there is some good news at this point, and this has actually been in the works for some time. Where I'm standing right now, you can see the big empty space behind me. There's actually going to be a lot going on here to honor residential school victims and the Indigenous community. If you have a quick look, I can walk you through some of the things that you will see eventually. We've got a large turtle sculpture that will actually be in the middle of all of this, in the middle of a water feature. That is going to be symbolic, obviously, of Mother Earth. It's actually going to be looking at City Hall in a bit of a political statement as well, saying it's time to overcome all of what has happened in the past. There's going to be an Inukshuk set up in the middle of this, a large wooden teaching lodge for people to come by, where there's going to be some programming taking place for more people to learn what is actually going on in the history of Canada. A number of other features, including a large white pine, which is also a symbol of peace in the past. We had a chance to speak with the group that's been behind this throughout. They are the Toronto Council Fire Native Cultural Centre, and here's what they had to say about the importance of something like this right now.
It's about teaching, learning, sharing, and healing. And the biggest part of that is the educational component for Indigenous people and non-Indigenous people, for newcomers, all residents of the city, the province, and the country, to come to the space and to learn about Indigenous culture.
Okay, and we were seeing from some of the video that you provided us here, Mark, of what it's going to look like. Was the process expedited given what we've been seeing in recent weeks?
It's interesting. Like I said, it had been in the works for a number of years. What we're seeing now is some of the elements, and it took the pandemic to really hurry this thing along. They had actually anticipated next year this would actually start taking place. Now, this fall, construction is set to begin, and it's not expected to be fully open until the year 2023. However, like you had said, it's important to get this in place now. It was one of the calls to action from the Truth and Reconciliation Agreement that took place, that there be a public space that is accessible to everyone in order to honor, put a monument in place for the residential school victims as well. So it's good news that something like this will actually be taking place in Toronto, in a very central spot in the middle of the city for everyone to enjoy.
Absolutely, Mark. All right, thank you so much for joining today. And again, more on citynews.ca as well with Mark's report at 5 and 6 tonight. Thank you.